So in today's video, we're just looking at a lot of things on the farm. We got some onions come in. Definitely been grafting our second batch of tomatoes. We want to share that with you. Show you where we're at. We're on day 5 now. But if you like these types of videos, do us a favor and hit that like button and subscribe. Come grow with us. We have 2 flats of our Maxiforts left, so now Delia and I is going to finish. We're going to do our grafting on batch number 2, see if we can do a little bit better. For the record, I don't have any kind of a number, but we've lost a few more on since we've originally done it. That's okay. You know, we learned a lot on it. It's just the fact is it's going to be a growing one. I'm going to tell you right now that when I do this from the last time, I'm not a big fan of having a lot where you're knocking them over. When I go to cut them, I have 8 total, and then I can flip it around and do the other side. That's the thing I think I'm going to go with. So let me go ahead here. And I gotta remember how we did it, but okay, there it is. There's 1, throw it on the floor, and two. I got rid of I didn't want to wear a sweatshirt today because I think any little bump on these is murder, isn't it, Delia?
Yep.
I mean, you barely bump a plant, and you have got.
The other thing we'll learn is because in the videos that we saw, they said to do them within what, like 3 weeks. And
yeah.
Obviously, these are older.
These are a little older, and we not by much. They're but. We got the big, you know, just the way it is. We had to get them matched up. So now I have all of mine cut. This is how I choose to do it. And I'm going to go ahead here. And Delia, where's our little glasses?
I didn't bring them.
Didn't bring them. Can you? Uh-oh. I'm going to have Delia be doing this here because Ed ain't got the eyes that Delia does. Yeah. I'm going to have to go up there and do that. Doggone it.
You want me to run up and get your pair?
If you know where they're at.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me put this one on.
Yep, you go put yours on. I'm going to go ahead and do what I can do, but I can't see. Okay. I'm just blind.
I'll put this one on. I'll give you my pair so you can keep working.
Okay, yep, that'll help.
Let me just put this last one there.
She said she was leaving. Now she's going to do something else. You see that, folks?
I said I was going to do this one. And I'll take Miss Maddie Mae with me.
All right. Take old Maddie up with you.
Okay.
Maddie's a little bit of a scaredy cat. I don't know if you guys got a dog that's a little bit of a scaredy cat, but she is.
All right. Come on, Maddie.
There we go. Oh, my goodness. What a great benefit this is. So now I need to cut a bigger one to put on. I gotta make sure I get the right one. There we go. You gotta make sure you get your angle right. And the glasses do help. There we go, got one already spliced together. And you just want to match your sizes, see what sizes you need. This one needs a big one. There we go. Actually, for the record, I think these two go together. a little bit better. There. And that looks pretty sweet. I'm gonna go ahead, this is wanting to lean. So let's put that one there. And put this guy with that guy, and just keep your angles right. And that's where having a good pair of glasses for a geriatric like myself will help. The swizzle stick here is just to kind of keep it standing up. Let me grab another nice size plant. Nice. One more nice size plant. And I had forgotten that one is a small. Let me come around here and I can come back and hit that in a second. There we go. Make sure that they're joined. There. Whoop. You can't force it. If you force it, I'm going to cut this one again. If you force it, it's going to pop out on one side. That's something there. It has a way to come out. You know, I mean, it's intentionally split, so.
She's back.
Oh, she decided to come with you?
Yeah, she did not want to stay.
All right. Well, hello, Maddie.
That's the problem.
There we go. So, like I said, you got a little bit of room that if you don't like your cut, you can go ahead and recut this at this time, but you can't, you know, do anything. This is, like I said, this is to kind of prevent them from going anywhere. Let me find it. That's a small. So let me cut a small. There we go. I'm gonna swivel that back. And there we go. Two sides are touching very nicely. I'll put me a swivel stick here to kind of keep it up. This one's gonna, you got anything, something this small, it's gonna wanna go fading pretty darn fast on you. There we go. Now these are pretty good sized rascals over here, but I think they're pretty good. I'm gonna cut some, because I noticed that one thing is I cut them all from one side. Well, now I've switched it around and you have a habit of which side your angle is going to be. And what did I do? I'm on the other side and I end up cutting them on the opposite angle. So you need to have them all the right way. I'll put there, about halfway. We're using mainly 20s today. I think most of mine are in pretty good shape. What do you think, Delia?
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, I don't have any problem on the size of the clip. I don't think I need to have.
I mean, there's some that you can see they're snug, but maybe that'll be good.
Now this one again, it turned right around, and for some reason, the bark kind of split there, and so I had to make another cut. I don't think people talk about that.
As long as you have.
Because I think as a whole, folks want your videos to look nice and pretty, and you don't, you know, it's hard to talk about failures, but I'm really good at talking about failure. I think all of mine are too small here, so I'm gonna come right back. Delia, I have one. I think these are gonna end up being just regular plants for us. That's all we're gonna have to replant them.
Okay.
Yep. because these are all just too small. All right, let me move this one out of here, get it out of the way.
I think some of these, when I repotted them, I put them down a little too low, and now since we need to go below those.
I'm gonna go ahead, you see folks, I trimmed that one. I thought, you know, it just had a lot of extra leaf. There we go. There, those two match up. Get a little stick here and kind of prop that one up. I think that's a pretty good marriage right there. Yeah, loose article of clothing like what I had when it was, I mean, it was cool out. That's the reason why I had my Carhartt on, or my sweatshirt on, but I think the downside is loose clothing, you know, it gets hung up. So when you agree, Delia, that was one of the things you still got your sweatshirt on.
I took my bigger sweatshirt
You
off.
took the big one off, or bigger one off? Okay.
This one's more fitted, so.
You got 12 done already?
No, I have one side done, whatever.
Yeah, that's, or whatever.
Whatever.
You really got me beat. You left, and here I am, and I'm still only got my 8.
I got 8 done.
Oh, then we're tied, but you still did pretty good. All right, let me put this back. All right, my next 8 right here. All right, so we got the 2 flats done. Delia's flat will be on the right, mine is on the left. I'm gonna run 98% here. You wanna know a reason why her flat's on the right? Because she's always right. Anyway, that's what we're gonna do there, and gotta have a way to remember, but we're gonna run 98%. I'm not gonna have 2 layers in here. We're gonna see if we do a little bit better job. I can't wait to see. I wish they were a little bit smaller. We're gonna get this. We're gonna be a lot better out in the future, but it didn't take us too long, and I like them. So Delia's just doing some water in here, and we're gonna have it done. Asparagus needs to be mowed down, so I'll be doing that, but before I can do it, I destroyed our V-belt last year, so we'll get that going. Another thing, I'll give you guys a little bit, I know it's a change of photo, but you see how dark it is in here. We have looked at our plants, and right now it's got the high alarm. We're running 99%, which is okay by me. High percentage on these, but we checked on those plants that we propagated or grafted yesterday, so 24 hours. They look nice and green. No reason to show them to you. I'll just say this, is to keep the humidity high, and continue to keep it high. I'm going to go no light for the first 2 days, 99% moisture. That's fine by me. Keep it wet in there. Then day 3, we'll take the front of this off and give them a little bit of a light. Get some ambient light going in there, but leave the humidity high. I think that was where I made a big mistake. So we're going to leave the humidity high. Then we're going to get back into our. We'll get back into letting more light in, and again, leave the humidity high. So I think I rushed it too much the last time. I had to take these. We had several small plants, just like this, some small plants that we could not we could not do yesterday. So these, anything that's still alive, we'll keep them alive, but I think most of these are done. Those was our Scion rootstock. Those are actually the Florida 91s and the Red Deuce and the BHN 589s. But they've all been grafted now. And a lot of those tomatoes are in here at this time. So these are BHNs. These are BHNs right there. Our grafted stock is down at the bottom under the light. And just keeping them out. But we don't want any light. We got a shower in our shop. We don't want any of this light going into there, so that's the reason why we're just keeping the door somewhat closed. We'll turn it. We got to turn everything on and off. I need to get these tomatoes redone so we can get these. Those are, got 2 flats being tied up by about 5 plants. So I'm going to go ahead and redo those, pot them, and then that way these are done. So anyway, I wondered if when they were cut, if we could get well, that might be one right there. I don't know. Might be getting a sucker out of that one. I was just curious if I fed them long enough or kept them, whether or not they would have any suckers, and then I'd still have another Red Deuce or another Scion plant on the side. That one's starting to grow. Well, maybe I need to leave a few of these. I'll get these out, the ones that are suckering, and actually try to save them. But that one there's got a sucker coming on. And we'll get another plant out of the plant that we've already taken the Scion for. That'd be pretty cool. And one planting. Takes time. We'll give them a little more. Maybe I'm not going to be such a big hurry. I will transplant the ones I know are doing it, but that's pretty cool. I won't dump this soil away. And if we can get a few more to sucker out, well, we got ourselves another plant these are free plants now, so let me go ahead and get them done. Okay, well, Delia and I have the new belt put on the Blackjack Big Dog mower, and I don't even know if they even make this anymore or not. I don't know, but now I need to go ahead and get some fuel here, and I'm gonna come back and mow down the asparagus. It's just time. As warm as it is, it really wouldn't surprise me if I mowed down an asparagus plant. So anyway, I know I got a truck and everything, but with the cost of fuel being where it is, I end up leaving the truck home 99% of the time. No reason to add more cost to our farm. So Delia's little RAV4 becomes our farm truck. So, all right, let me go back and get some fuel. The mower's running fine. Everything's running well. I'm mowing down the asparagus trash off of it. But to my surprise, I can't believe it. What are we, March 10th, March 11th? And we have asparagus growing. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this. But anyway, there we go. We have asparagus. Let's see here. It's kind of hard to find, but they are coming up. I'll try to find another one here, but I'm mowing all this down. Okay, now that I have have the asparagus mowed down. So now I'm gonna go ahead and drop my mower basically down to the ground. Really get this cleaned up, make it look a lot better. I do have a lot of mare's tail, and I'm gonna have to deal with some of this here because I don't want to get into a lot of weeds prior to the big season here. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go, but basically we want to go ahead and mow off that last year's trash, and clean it up as best we can, get it really mowed down as tight as we can, and then we'll be ready for the spring, more or less. Well, we're on day 3 here with our second batch, and today's the day that I open up the front. I haven't gotten into here or anything, but we open up the front and let everything, you know, now they get some ambient light. And we're not ready to turn on our lamps yet, but we'll go ahead and do that. I have to get my high tunnel going today is fertilizer. A lot of stuff happening right now. We're behind the second that we wake up every day right now. So anyway, we'll go ahead and leave this up around 97-99% humidity for the time being, and then we'll turn right around, and tomorrow the top comes off, and we're still going to leave the humidity up high. That's the main thing, is bring them in gradually. Right now it's about getting them acclimated to some daylight again, and then I think after that we'll start turning on the grow lights on these, in our case, because we don't have them in a high tunnel. It's way too windy outside to take grafted plants or anything right now because it is so windy. It would just knock our grass right off. So right now they just get to stay right here in our high tunnel, or in their healing chamber. We'll just keep the humidity high, and we'll slowly start introducing lights, and that'll start happening soon. We'll might even tomorrow afternoon go ahead and turn on the lights on our plants after they get acclimated. So all right, we'll keep going here, but bottom line is we haven't really opened up this chamber at all. The plants look good. We just got to keep the humidity high right now because, like I said, they haven't healed yet. So last time I think I rushed them a little bit. We're not going to do that. Just keep humidity high for several more days here as we make changes. As I add light, as I do this and everything, they'll start cooking here. One more observation here, one last thought, let me put it that way, that I noticed that when you start offering light inside of the chamber, start offering more light inside the chamber, the more often this is going to run. It really sucks up the humidity a lot more, it seems like. The humidity dissipates quicker, and my reptile fogger here actually turns on a lot more often. So just keep your eye on that you'll want to make sure you have plenty of moisture in here as you get ready, because if you're doing a dome or anything like that you're manually doing, I mean, that's great, but remember there that once you start offering light, I think that the humidity, you're going to need to add a little more humidity a little more often, as does the reptile fogger here and the Inkbird device, because it definitely shows it runs a lot more often. I go through a lot more water at this stage, according to the last time, and this time ought to be no different because we're getting warmer outside. So no, everything's getting nice and foggy in there. Everything's going as it should. And anyway, just wanted to give you an update. Well, it's time to go ahead and till up the high tunnel. It's time to we got plants ready to go in. We have just one scary night next Monday night, so we're gonna get everything ready to go, get our stuff, our holes cut and everything, because we're gonna go with some woven fabric. And but it's just time to go ahead and get everything tilled up. Let's get everything going here. It's time to plant tomatoes shortly. Huh? What's the matter? He does not like several things. Mowers, tillers. He doesn't even like rolling garbage cans. What is that? Don't eat the dirt. Don't eat the dirt. I've already put the fertilizer down in the row area. I still like putting down conventional fertilizer, and then we'll use some liquid fertilizer as well. I don't go organic here. Good for you if you do that. If you believe in it, do it. So right now it's just right now we just go conventional fertilizer for the most part. Well, came up here to put some air into my tire, and I thought, well, I'll go and look. Running 96%. I can see that I still have green plants in here, so no reason to disturb them. They all seem to be doing pretty good and getting a little bit of light here and all that. So once that hits 3 degrees less, it'll turn itself on. But right now, it's a nice perfect 96% in there. Looks good. Day 4 here. We have our tomatoes that are still doing well. On day 4, we've removed the drop cloth altogether. I've adjusted for the first time. On day 4 here, I dropped it down to 92% humidity on here. The other thing we're doing, and we're on a big warpath per se, or we have a lot going on. Delia's already sorted out our, well, it hasn't sorted them by size, but she sorted out our onions that have come in the mail. And I know we got it. Here's some Walla Walla. What else we got? There's Walla Walla there. This is probably red. It's red something there. What is it? Red candy. Then we have, and this is our new one this year. Texas Super Sweet. 1015 Texas Super Sweet. And we actually saw some. Here's another batch of Texas Super Sweet. Superstar or white ones. I don't really. Delia likes the white. I think we do less sales in it. And then we have candy. That's where we're at there. I tell you, the yellows, the big yellow onion is what sells for me. Now, and a red. I can sell a red any size we have. I can sell a red at any size, that whether large or small. And the only downside to the small ones is you just don't get much for weight, do you? So it's kind of, yeah, you're successful if you sold it, but the size, and they always come awfully small. So it's hard for us to get a nice big red onion. Everything is going well there, and I don't know if I showed it. But I got everything in the high tunnel here tilled up yesterday, so that's done. And Delia and I are very busy. We'll just go this direction. We are very busy. It's potato planting time, And we also have some storms coming. Today's the 12th of March. If you look at our weather here in Kansas, you'll see that we have quite a bit of storms on its way. And we're at a 15% watch now, but it has that hazy kind of a look to it. Whoop, I hear it ticking. What's shorting out? Ah, that's what's shortening. There, got that off. Now it ain't shortening out. But it has that, yeah, if you didn't know that, if you have an electric fence, you hear it go tick, tick, tick. You know that you gotta, it's grounding out. But right now, with the red Norland potatoes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we still probably need to do 2 more rows at that. Just need to get that done. So that bag, and we'll see if we're doing any more potatoes or not. But Delia is putting in some terraces here. There was enough loose dirt here that she went ahead and put some terraces in. If you notice how this is a vertical drop per se, you know, I don't know what it is, but we're probably losing 4 inches out of every 100 feet. It may even be more. Maybe it's 8 inches. But so we do worry about with this loose dirt of erosion. So we're putting in these terraces here, and just in the row here to prevent water from just running down the way. So we've already done it on these 2 rows. But anyway, let me go ahead. I got another row to plant, so let me go ahead and do that. For those of you who don't know, it is nice to have, I don't know what I am. This is 18. I'm roughly 28 inches center, 30 inches center. I like to have my potatoes, honestly, fairly close to one another. This way they can canopy and keep some of the weed pressure down. Now I'm going to put a little herbicide down, but we need to have that's just to get them by for 30 days or so. Once they come up, start canopying, then the shade prevents future weeds. Even if they do start to come up, they can't really take off because they're shaded out. So having nice tight rows will help you on your weed suppression. Let's go ahead and get this tiller going, and it's just need to go and till some more. So we're at day 5 here on our second grafting, and they're looking pretty good. You know, they're doing real well, and you know, we got lights on them today. And yesterday, so 2 days of darkness, totally covered, no lights, and running 98% humidity. Then I turned that around, and day 3 we removed the front, allowing ambient light into our chamber, and they're living and everything's fine. So here we are, day 4. We remove remove everything as far as the dark, the shade cloth. All the shade cloth is gone. So here we are, finally day 5, and also yesterday we lowered it to 92.5, and we got it at we had the lights on today. So that every time you make a change, you want to keep the humidity up. I can assure you of that. They're going to probably, you know, I'm going to lower the humidity a little bit tomorrow, not a lot, because they are still healing. We even have one that Delia said fell off. The top fell off on one of hers, and unfortunately she says it's still green. So they can live. They're living without a bottom, and that's the bad thing, is they're living without a bottom. But everything in there is looking pretty good, all in all. Out here on the other thing. So the peppers, these are all our peppers are doing well. Delia talked about it with you guys. Red Knight and Gordo. The Gordo came up really good. We are, ironically, getting some suckers here. we kind of kept this going. And these are red deuce that we cut and placed over here, and we do have some suckers coming on. So I think we're going to try to repot some of them. I was curious if they would sucker, and there's definitely one right in here. Look at that, guys. Definitely one right there that's suckered up and to continue growing. So we'll go ahead and have a few of those that we can make into tomato plants in addition to. So make up for some of the ones we killed on our first batch and all of that. And but I found out, I thought, gosh, I can't imagine them not suckering. I've done enough tomatoes that if you dang near kill one, it'll still put out a sucker. And sure enough, they are. So we're still going to get some red deuce tomatoes out of some of our Scion stock that we did. And this one here, quite a few of them look pretty dead. You know, a lot of them are dead looking, but if they're alive, they're alive. If they're dead, they're dead. This particular bunch here, we actually needed some more tops. This was BHNs, I think. And they're, anyway, we ended up moving them over here. Look at our, these are our Florida 91s. I love Florida 91. It's a beautiful tomato. We're going to need to get those guys repotted today. So Delia said she's definitely going to be repotting Florida 91s. I'm happy to see that our Scions are looking so well. Definitely don't need to push these any harder than we have to in the terms of everybody's erected. Everybody's much better and happier than my first batch because I didn't push them to get weaned off quite as fast. So everybody's doing well. I'm happy because that's a pretty big, that really needs the next size clip, which we don't have, but that's what it really needed, was a bigger clip for that. Next year we'll be prepared, but everything's doing well. Everything's doing well. Let's go on out and take a look at our potatoes, because we did plant potatoes yesterday, so we'll go down that way. I have been keeping an eye on our asparagus patch right here. I think I saw a couple of them morning. We had a bad in Rossville, Kansas. They had a tornado last night. Got pretty scary there for a little while, especially in those communities. Quite a few places actually had some tornadoes. Our pair of geese is out there on the field, and the bulls look like they're doing fine in the neighbor's pasture. So everybody, even old white dog up here, is feeling pretty good. So we'll come up here and take a look and see. We need to put in, we have another 50 pounds of potatoes to plant, but I wanted to see how wet it was out here. And it's looking okay. I don't see any real, like anything eroded. Yeah, it's actually kind of, yeah, I think we can actually get out here and work it. I don't think we got too much rain last night, so that's good to hear. No erosion here. You see how we have our little terraces in between the rows that, you know, that kind of looks like a waffle. That's what Delia called it last night, and she's right. It does look kind of like a waffle, but that's just to prevent some water from running off of his hill in our heavy rainstorms and coming down here and washing everything out. So I think we're all right. I can continue on here. Well, I do see we're getting ourselves a little bit of asparagus coming up. There's some asparagus there as well. Yep, it's coming, it's time. Some of the shallower plants, they'll be popping, but yep. Got a couple of them. Up. Don't tear up our asparagus there, white dog. Yep. All right, well, we get a couple of these 70-degree days here, we'll be picking it, so won't take long for asparagus to come up once it's made its commitment.